Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to show you one of the items that I always have handy at home, just in case for whatever reason you can't get to a store or emergency cases. And I'm going to show you what that is. And it is tomato powder. Now you can actually make this yourself. It's a long process because you need a dehydrator and then you blend it up and you got to make sure that store it away properly. But I buy this one from Olive Nation. There's another one I buy. It's, I can't even pronounce it. Augustin Farms. A lot of preppers buy this one, believe it or not. But for Canadians, this is very expensive. Like this can will cost you like $80, which is crazy. But if you're in the United States, you could get a can of tomatoes like this for about $30 if I'm not mistaken. And if that's, well, that's on Amazon. If you go to a website, I'm not sure because I've never gone there because they don't sell to Canada. But I needed to try this because when we were on lockdown, started last March, we were just buying stuff just in case of emergency. I mean, I'm always preparing and storing food. If you see my garage, it's kind of scary. You can't even get in there anymore. I keep foods that will last. Like this year, I opened it up to try it, but this will last up to 25, 30 years if you don't open it. So if you're worried about what might happen, what could happen, I say invest in some of these things because they're really good to have. Now, I found this one here from Olive Nation. Now, does it tell me how many? I don't remember. Here, this is 2 pounds. Okay, this is 2 pounds. Ready? This is 3 pounds. This cost me over $80 for 3 pounds of tomato powder. Now, you're going to get a lot more than just 3 pounds when you rehydrate this. But this cost me over $80. So I found this other one, which is only 2 pounds. And I paid this $15 Canadian, which is a lot less if you buy it in American. I'm sure they have this on Amazon.com. I'm going to put a link for you where you can find these things. But this is so important to have because you never really know. Now, these are the ones I've tried. I've got so many stored away just in case. And they have to be stored properly. These are sealed very good, not in a can. So always put them in something where it's nice and dark so it doesn't change its color. These ones, if you don't open them, it's gonna last. Now in the States, I know you're gonna pay a lot less than I did. Duh, I paid too much for this. But this one and that one is the best brand so far. I did buy another one, I'll show you. This one is from beprepared.com. They ship to Canada. I think it was a Canadian website I got this. This cost me less than that. Again, we're talking 3 pounds of dry tomato. And I have this, but I have a whole bunch of this, and I'll tell you why. This one, I paid way too much money. This one, for 1 pound less, I paid only $15. And it is really, really good. This is from Olive Nation. Now I'm going to show you, since I have that one open and I have this one open, I'm going to show you, I'll show you what this one looks like. And you have to always make sure to keep it nice and sealed. You don't want any moisture in here. So there's a beautiful tomato powder. I'm going to show you when I put this with a little bit of water, you've got magic. You could actually take a little bit of this powder and turn it into a pizza sauce without even having to cook your sauce. It's just amazing. When I say it's amazing, it's amazing. It turns this tomato powder turns into a pasada. Now, I'm not going to use this one because I'm just going to get all the air out here. I'm not going to use this one because I have that other bag that's open. But yeah, you want to keep it dry and you want to keep it in the dark. So if you're going to be buying any of this, just in case, you never know what happens, right? It's good to have. then I say invest in Olive Nation. And I'm not, listen, they didn't pay me or give me anything free for this. I'm just telling you what I use. If I do get sponsored by someone, I let you know. And I only sponsor things that I think I will use or think that you would like, such as my Starfrit appliances. I love the product, so I'm always using it, and there's always a benefit for me and for you. This one here, I'm just promoting it because I love them, and I'm doing this on my own. Nobody contacted me. I'm going to show you how I use it, but I'm going to take a little bit just to show you, okay? The magic of tomato powder. Then I'm going to show you what I do. But you can use this alone as is. I've got 1 tablespoon of tomato powder. Okay, there we go. I am going to add, now you can use hot water, you can use cold water, it's up to you. I'm going to show you how little tomato powder you have there. And so we've got 1, we still need more. 2, let me mix that. Still, look how thick this is. This is way too thick. 3, I'm going to say 4 to start off with. And it's still thick. You see how thick that is? Look at that. I never make spaghetti sauce that thick. Mine is always more watery than that. But I use 4 tablespoons. And I've got tomato passata. I would use more. So good too. I would say 5 tablespoons. And then you add maybe even more. Look at that. So you could actually make spaghetti sauce with this. If you use the right amount you need, you could make spaghetti sauce just with this powder. Of course, when you're making spaghetti sauce, what do? You add salt to it. You're going to do what you normally do when you're making sauce, right? I like to put a little bit of clove in it. Put a nice little bit of clove. Of course, you know, I like my sauce with a little bit of maple. I put a little bit of maple to sweeten that up. And I put clove powder everywhere. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so what else do we put in our pasta sauce? We're going to put a little bit of olive oil. I put salt. We're going to put some black pepper. And we're basically making sauce with just the powder, guys. And look, it's still thick. That means you can still add water. I never make pasta sauce that thick. My pasta sauce is always a little more runny. So how many did we put in here? I don't even remember how many I put in here. I'd have to go back and look. But look at that. You've got instant passata to make yourself pasta sauce. So you see how good it is to have that, because, you know, if something happens and you can't get to the store for whatever reason, let it be you're sick, let it be whatever, you always have a backup of this. Tastes like sauce. Of this delicious tomato in no time at all. Where's my garlic? We're going to put a little bit of dry garlic for now because I'm too lazy to start crushing it. Okay, don't mind the cloudy. Oh, JJ. He's barking at the mailman. Don't mind the cloudy pesto. That's only because I use olive oil and it got cloudy on me. The olive oil congeals. So there you go. Look at this. Now, sometimes my husband wants a snack, and he actually makes himself a little container like this with 1 tablespoon of that dry powder. He nukes it for like a minute, and then he dips his bread in it. Look, I'll show you what it looks like once you nuke it. I don't believe in nuking, but my husband doesn't care. Or you can cook it up. That's really up to you. But if somebody's in a pinch or in a hurry, there you go. Hopefully I don't over nuke it. I nuke nothing for myself because I prefer not to nuke it, but my husband doesn't care. If he gets the munchies, says, is there any leftover this, leftover? I tell him no. He grabs a little bit of this and he turns it into a little sauce, and he puts olive oil, black olives in it, and he gets a piece of bread, and my husband dips away. He loves his bread, and he'll dip his bread in anything. So there you go. How easy was that? And this is just, and this lasts a long time. You know how long I've been using this? And I'll tell you how I use it. But I've got bags and bags and bags of this stuff stored for emergency. I'm okay with tomato for a very long time. I prefer fresh tomatoes. But in the winter, even when I buy my large cases of tomato, the tomato never really tastes like the one that you get from the garden. Woo. Now look at that, guys. That was maybe a little too long. I put it for a minute. But you've got pasta sauce in no time at all. A little bit of bread, and there goes your little snack food. Now that's the way my husband likes it, but I'm going to show you what I do. Really good. You would never know this was dry tomato. Never. You would never know. You've got instant pasta sauce. Your kid's in a hurry and he wants, Ma, what do we have for lunch? Say you have some gnocchis already made, the bought ones, cost you $1 something a package. It takes 2 seconds. Gnocchis take 2 seconds to come up. As soon as it hits that hot water, they come up, those are ready. You do this in the microwave, pour it over his gnocchi, and he's got lunch. So, good idea to have. But I'll show you what I do, okay? I'm just going to use this for now, just to show you. In the morning, if somebody wants a tomato sandwich, they never finish their tomato, and they always leave it on the counter, or they don't like the butt end of the tomato, because if they put it in their sandwich, the butt end just slips out of the sandwich, so they leave it aside. Rather than throwing it out or just leaving it on the counter to go bad, I take all these tomatoes that really taste of nothing, because these are, I call these winter tomatoes, but these are all butt ends. See? All butt ends. And they're frozen, and they really don't have, they have a watery taste. But what I do is I put hot water in there. Not a lot, just halfway. Right? And I put, hold on. Normally I use a bigger blender for this, but just to show you. Where's my tomato powder? I use about 1/4 cup of my tomato powder. I'm going to put some extra water in here because we're going to need it later anyhow. And I'm just going to blend this up. Remember, no measurements here, guys. Okay. Now, that tomato, you really can't make a good sauce with that tomato because it's I call it wishy-washy tomato. Jeez Louise. Okay. But because I added that tomato powder, it smells just like passata. It smells like very ripe tomatoes. I'm going to put this in. We're going to blend even this up. I'll probably need a little more water because it's going to get thick. But I'm going to be able to make a sauce with this. Let me just blend this up and maybe make a new batch. Give me a second, okay? Okay. This is way too thick. Oh, I still have a piece of tomato in there. I'm gonna have to blend that up. Hold on, guys. Might as well blend the rest of these tomatoes since I'm at it. I just saved them in an old bag in my freezer. And then when I need it, I have tomato ready to make a sauce, because I hate to waste. Now look at the difference between the cooked tomato and the non-cooked tomato. Okay. Now, of course, you're going to adjust this to how you make your sauce. I feel like using my father's wooden spoon. Okay, see how thick this is? So I could even add more water. If I want to make more sauce, I just add a little extra powder in there. Where's my powder? So I'm going to put about another 1/8 of a cup of this. And I still have so much tomato powder still. So it really goes a long way, guys. I'm going to need to add extra water for sure, because this powder gets really thick. I don't like my sauce very thick. I like my sauce a little more runny, especially if you're making lasagna and stuff. And that's it. Erica, did you give me the celery stick? And then you could follow however you make. Is that piece of tomato that needs to be? No, that's good. Then you follow how you normally make your sauce, of course. I make mine very simple. I use, like I showed you before, I use olive oil. The trick of a good sauce, believe it or not, is olive oil. A lot of olive oil. And we're going to put some clove in there. I just filled up my container. So I made a mess before. Okay, so you've got some olive oil. I'm going to get some fresh basil, not basil. Just a little bit of this beautiful oregano I picked up north in the summer. I put it to dry. Just want a little bit of it because I am going to put some basil in here. But I like that taste with the oregano. Can I have a carrot from the garage, Erica? Okay, I put celery in mine. I'm the only one that likes to eat the celery that's cooked in my sauce. Okay, of course I put my basil. And this doesn't take long to cook either, guys. It really doesn't. Okay, we're gonna need salt for sure. I want my sauce nice and tasty. We're gonna put some black pepper. There we go. Ah, my maple, of course. And then you taste this, right, guys? If you want it sweeter, you make it sweeter. Okay, I also like some carrots in mine. You could also blend up the carrots with your tomatoes, but it might give your carrots, your sauce, a more orangey looking sauce. So that's really up to you how you want to do it. I'm not going to waste this that I showed you earlier. It's going in here. what am I missing? My garlic and some onion. I'm gonna cut up some onion, of course. There we go. I'm gonna mix this up. Yeah, way too thick, so I am obviously gonna add a little extra water when I'm doing this. So notice that little bit of tomato I had is stretching and becoming a big pot of tomato sauce. Of course, you're gonna adjust, right, guys, if you need extra. I'm just giving you an idea. Just taste it. So good. Needs more salt. But what did I have? I hardly had any tomato, and now look what I have. I have almost a pot of tomato sauce, and I used what, a 1/4 cup and a little extra of tomato powder. I've been using this bag for a long time, and remember, when you're putting it away, make sure that you get all the air out before you put it away. If you have any of those tiny little dry sacks, use that also if you can, and put it away for next time, guys. I've been using this now for months, and I still have it. Okay, I'm gonna put a little more pesto. Oh, maybe that was a little too much pesto. There we go. Okay, now garlic, you either can crush it. Look, my garlic is growing. Oh, that's a sign of something good's gonna happen. I can't wait for the snow to melt. Here we go. If you want, you could put a fresh bay leaf in there. Do I have a fresh one? Oh, I have a dry one over here. I'm going to use a dry one since I have it here. Okay. Salt, pepper, garlic, yeah, an onion. Everything's coming to life. Look at my onions. I went into the garage today and all my onions are growing. The sign of life. After the winter comes life again. I'm only going to put a little onion for now. And this way, my daughter and my husband, if they want pasta, maybe I'll make them homemade pasta. If you don't have a pasta machine, I'm going to show you. One day I'm going to show you. If you don't have a pasta machine, you could actually make your dough and then just either cut it by hand, or you could take a pair of scissors, you could cut it that way, or you can make little rolls, and then with your thumb, you just push them out, and you make, they call like little years. There's so many ways you can make pasta if you don't have a pasta machine. And then I'm going to show you something else that I do. Okay. I was looking for things to store away for emergency, and I couldn't find any soy curls. And I says, you know what? I saw this package of these other types of faux meat that's dehydrated, so I could store away with my storage bins. And I says, I'm going to buy them. When I bought them, I says, what is this? Ugh. I says, I can't believe what I just spent money on. But you know what? It turned out to be a blessing after all. We never stored it away because the day I got them, I had sauce going on the burner. And I says, you know what? I grabbed a handful of those things and I just threw them in the sauce. I says, you know what? Let it cook with the sauce. If it comes out, it comes out. If not, oh well. Wow. One of the best things I did. Those little mistakes are always the best things you can do. I bought these to store away for in case of emergency. And then I told you the day I got them, I was so discouraged. I says, what is this? These aren't soy curls. So I was so upset. I was making sauce. I just grabbed a handful and I threw them in my sauce. Without soaking them, without adding any soy sauce or whatever. I see a lot of people always try to add flavors to make them taste like meat. all I did was I grabbed a handful of these things and I just threw them in my sauce. I go, there you go. We'll see what happens here. Let me tell you something. It was the best thing that happened. Now, I've done it with soy curls and I've done it with these. When you cook them in the sauce, holy moly, are they good. They really are good. They have that nice little texture. Like my husband loves that texture of meat. I don't care if it's there, if it's not there. I prefer, like I said, to eat big salads or big plates of vegetables. But my husband and my daughter went nuts for that. So now I never got a chance to store them for emergency. I've been using them. So I'm gonna have to get myself another bag to put away with my tomatoes, dehydrated tomatoes that I bought. Okay, so here we go. This, I could still make it watery. I don't know how you make your sauce, but this is how I do it. So we've got carrots, we've got celery, salt, a little bit of maple, maybe a little more maple. And taste it for salt. So good. Oh my God. I put some pesto. And now this is going to go on the burner. And I'm going to cook my sauce. So in reality, that little bit I had, look how much sauce I got. My pot is almost to the top. And all I used was a little bit of tomato butts and some of that tomato powder that I said, always good to have for emergency. So if you want to try it out, maybe buy 2 bags, keep one for emergency, and one you can play around and work with your recipes. Oh, by the way, I keep some in a little jar. If I'm making soup, I put a tablespoon of this in there. Wow, good. There's so many ways you can use it, guys, so don't be afraid to try this out. Okay, I've got a little bit of hot pepper. I'm going to stick that in. We like our sauce a little picante. Another one here, stick that in, and sauce is going to be ready in no time at all. So there you go, guys. I hope you like this little tidbit to keep in your kitchen. Let me just put that low. This is the one I found was the cheapest, and this was amazing in flavor. Now, if you're in the States, you're gonna pay less than us Canadians. I'm gonna tell the Canadians, don't spend your money on this because it's way too expensive for us. A can like this cost me like over $80. My husband thought I was nuts. He goes, what are you, on drugs? He really thought I lost my mind. I said, but I bought it for emergency. He goes, well, why did you open it? I said, I wanted to try it. He goes, this doesn't make sense, Connie. I said, well, I needed to try to see if I liked it because then I was going to buy another one. He goes, you got to spend another $80 on that? I says, maybe I could find one that's not so expensive. Then I found one. It looks so promising. I'm going to show you what it looks like because do not buy it. Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. It ended up looking like I was cooking beets. This looks like tomato. The one I just showed you now. It looks like tomato, tastes like tomato. It tastes like fresh, pureed tomato. The one that I got was so acidic and it looked like beets. I says, did they make a mistake? I even tried to get my money back on Amazon and they fought me, these little demons that sold that product. I told Amazon you should remove them off of Amazon because they should not have the right to sell that product and claim it's tomato. It's not tomato. You're going to tell an Italian that's tomato? No, it's not. I'll show you what it looks like. This one. So deceiving. You see it? It looks so promising. The color of it looks promising. And then when you put this here, I'm going to show you. This is how scary this is. Okay. Looks promising, doesn't it? Watch this. You say, but Connie, it looks like tomato. Number one, when you add water, it looks like it turns into glue. Where's the, where's my water? The other one you saw, the tomato turned into like a pulp, like a tomato pulp. Look what happens to this. Okay, number one, look at the color. And I just want to show you something. It's like glue. Look, and it turns into like a water. And you can't even, it's really nasty. Look at this. This is not, what is that? Look at the color. It looks like beets. I'm going to say something which is not very nice. When I said, Erica, just try it. Just try it. I was trying to dress it up. I was putting oils in it. I was putting all kinds of stuff in it. And I said, Erica, just try it. What does it taste like? So I took this. I don't even know what it tastes like. I took this and I threw it in some of the sauce that I was heating up. I said, I'm not going to waste it, right? My poor daughter, she went to the bathroom the day after. This is what she made. Whoever ate it, it came out looking the same way it went in. It was really bad. Look at it. And it sticks like glue onto the spoon. Like, it gets hard. I have no idea what's in it. But it doesn't have what it claims it has. That is not tomato. At all. And you're saying maybe you add too much water. I hardly added water to this. Did you see how much water I added to the other one? The other one I added like more than triple the amount of water to the tomato powder. This one I just added a little bit of water, and what is that? It's like a syrup. It doesn't even look like a tomato. So do not buy that one, guys. This is going down the drain in my compost. Look at the back of my spoon. It's like it sticks onto it like a glue. Like, what is that? It looks like syrup with color. Like it stains your... Yeah, that's not tomato, guys. I'm going to show you again the brand. Do not buy it. It pours out like syrup. I have no idea what they use this for, but do not buy this. I'm going to show you the brand. There it is. It's Wholly Natural Bull Fuddy. There's nothing natural about this. I don't know what that is. But it's not tomato powder. This is not tomato powder. I don't know what that is. That looks like syrup and glue mixed together. It's really not good. Do not buy it. It looks so promising. When I saw it, I said, wow, look at that. This one's $80. This one's reasonable. Maybe the container's smaller, but you know what? It's okay. I'm going to give it a try. Ugh, what a disaster. Do not buy this. Do not buy this. Okay. This one, if you're in the States, buy. You're not going to pay that much compared to us. This one, if you're in Canada, be careful because sometimes they put delivery charges, and I don't buy it when they have the delivery charges. And sometimes there's no delivery charges. It's just like $15 for the bag, and that's 2 pounds compared to 3 pounds at $80. $15 for 2 pounds. It's good. And this one I say is 100% flavor. And this one I say is 98% flavor. This one's better in flavor for me. This one's right up there. That 2%, I don't care. I am buying it. Emergency, you have it on hand. I'm going to use this up, and then the rest I'm going to use only in case I need it. And I bought a lot of them too. Oh, by the way, guys, when you're making pizza, like the one I showed you later videos, one of the last videos I made, just take some of this delicious powder, add water, add a few ingredients to it, and don't even nuke it, don't cook it, just spread it on your pizza, and it's gonna cook in the oven with your pizza. So good, and takes 2 minutes. You don't have to say, oh, I have no sauce for pizza. If you have this handy, you have sauce for pizza, guys. Good to have. That's my little kitchen tip for you. Make yourself some, and look at this. How beautiful it's starting to look. Now that's pasta sauce. And all I did was use some tomato butts that I saved. And I threw in the freezer. And then I blended it up with a little bit of that powder. Boom, boom, boom. And I've got a big pot of sauce in no time at all. All right, guys. I'm not going to make this longer than what it is. I'm going to say I love you. And I'm going to say go out, get yourself some tomato powder, because it's the best investment you're going to make, because you're going to have it on hand. So something good to have for emergency. So I'm going to say I love you. And remember, guys, when you cook your food, always cook with a little bit of love and compassion. Leave the animals off your plate. It's really not needed. You can make delicious food just by using vegetables. So I'm going to say I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.
For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to Connie's RAWsome Kitchen, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends.